Good morning, I'm Sharon Thomas. It's understood the government is considering plans for supermarkets to introduce a price cap on basic food items to try and tackle the cost of living crisis. The agreement with major retailers would be voluntary and could see price reductions. Natalia Chakera is here. Natalia, what can we expect?
As you say, it's voluntary, but the idea is that supermarkets sign up to a price freeze on staple items like bread and milk. Now, supermarkets would be able to choose the food items that they put a cap on, and this is modelled on a similar agreement that is already in place in France. Now, this comes amid growing concern in the government about sustained pressure on household finances from inflation and the rising cost of borrowing. Now, food prices rose from 19.1% in the year to April. It's the second highest rate in 45 years, with dairy products seeing some of the biggest rises. For example, milk has risen by 33%. 2 pints have gone up from 98p to £1.30. A 400-gram block of cheddar cheese has risen by 39%, and on average, eggs have gone up by 37%. And it is because of these soaring prices that inflation hasn't come down as much as expected. And if they don't come down, there are concerns that the cost of living crisis will enter a new phase and that the expensive food will take over energy bills. OK,
Natalia, many thanks for joining us. Thank you. It's been revealed that a number of NHS trusts shared patients' private information with Facebook. An investigation found that a covert tracking tool was being used by the websites of 20 NHS trusts to gather browsing information and share it with the social media site in a major breach of privacy. Details, including medical conditions, appointments and treatments, were passed on without people's consent. The Home Office is launching a new ad campaign to try and deter Albanian nationals from entering the country. They'll run on social media and will warn people they face being detained and removed if they make the journey. Labour has criticised the move, saying the asylum system is in chaos, as Jay Akbar reports.
This poster is part of a new Home Office campaign aimed at deterring Albanian migrants making the journey to the UK. The adverts will run in Albanian on social media, warning people they face being detained and removed. The government said the campaign, starting next week, would make clear the perils migrants face on small boats.
Is the government failing on its immigration targets, Mr Jenrick?
Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick said the campaign was just one component of the Home Office's work to dispel myths about illegal travel to the UK. Albania was the most common nationality applying for asylum in the UK in the year to March 23, with just over 13,000 applications. A record 600,000 people crossed the Channel in 2022, and more than 6,000 have made the journey so far this year. Labour says the asylum system is in chaos, and the government's new campaign beggars belief. Campaigners branded it pointless, with Refugee Action saying if the government wanted to smash smuggling gangs and stop people crossing the Channel in flimsy boats, it would create more safe routes for refugees to travel here to claim asylum. According to the Home Office, Albania is a safe and prosperous country. It claims nationals are travelling through countries to make spurious asylum claims when they arrive in the UK. The government has not said how much the new ad campaign cost. Jay Akbar, ITV News.
Turkish voters will go to the polls later to decide if President Erdogan should have another 5 years in office. He's now been in power for 2 decades and is the favourite to win. His challenger is backed by a broad opposition alliance. Finally on to sport, and Luton Town have been promoted to the Premier League for the first time in the club's history. They beat Coventry on penalties in the Championship playoff. The Hatters can now expect to make more than £170 million. Their home ground, Kenilworth Road, will become the smallest stadium in the division with a capacity of just 10,000. Congrats to them. That's all for now. I'll be back with the lunchtime news just after 1:30. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Goodbye.